Alright, I'll be the first to admit that you probably don't get too much value out of this channel, but, you know, I don't really do any reviews, per se, but what I'd like to do now is talk to you about this hotel that I'm staying at. Maybe give you, I don't know, top 10 things I like about this place. What's the place called again? Oh yeah, it's the Amsterdam Hotel here in Pella, Iowa. Here we go. First off, how could you not love a solid door? It's a real bathroom door. And the towels. Extra plush. This feature should be a must in every hotel. Black makeup towel. Modern floor coverings. I love this. I absolutely love the modern color palette. The gray against the white. And yes, I have a list. And who doesn't appreciate a good crown molding? A nice long bench to store all of my extra camera gear. A little reading nook to read all about Pella. I absolutely love these windows too. Nice window treatment. And I personally have been enjoying the unique artwork. In-room coffee, a must. I love the wood against the gray, against the modern look. God, this place is a mess, isn't it? And last but not least, but certainly one of the most important, an extremely comfortable bed. Nice linens and comfy pillows. So it's time to say goodbye to Pella. This was a really nice day. I gotta say that kind of really looking forward to hitting more small towns. I think this was a really good idea. I'm standing under a windmill in a place called Sunken Gardens Park, I believe. The little water thing here is it's in the shape of a Dutch wooden shoe. Little houses around the park. It's, you know, just outside of town. Actually, it's probably still in town. Anyway, I just wanted to come in and say Pella was a really cool place to hang out, and I'm looking forward to finding more little gems like this throughout the country. And I'm on my way through Nebraska next. And let me know what your favorite small town is. I'm only about 8 states into this journey so far, and I'm looking forward to seeing more towns like this. Like Pella, Iowa. So I was on the interstate and I really had no interest in visiting Des Moines. I mean, I saw it was right there. Glaringly large glob on the map. But something about this capital, I just wanted to pull off and see it, you know? From what I can tell so far, Des Moines seems to be a pretty heavy college town. Of course, it's probably quite obvious to anybody that knows anything about Des Moines. Oh, there we are. Again, it was pretty enough for me to say, you know what? I mean, when am I ever going to get to Des Moines, Iowa again? There we are. This is the view I was looking for. Very cool. All right, guy behind me is in a hurry. Well, there it is. Back to the interstate. There's not really a lot that happens on these 4 to 5 hour travel days. I mean, you know, you're probably wondering why I don't record that much. I mean, I'm not really doing that much, you know. I look like this. I'm just hanging out in the car driving.
I think of strange things when I'm driving. I'm not even out of Iowa yet, almost into Nebraska. Next month I'm heading to Yellowstone and Grand Tetons and Glacier National Park. And then I think I'm going to leave out of Idaho, so Wyoming, Montana, and Idaho. But I just realized that at some point I'm going to be walking into a store saying, "Excuse me, can you tell me where you keep the bear spray?" You know, for as much research or advanced research and planning I do for these trips, I collect a surprisingly large amount of pamphlets, and this is what I just got at this local rest stop. But you know, I got to tell you, I'm at the Melia, MELIA Hill westbound rest area here in Nebraska, and it's the first rest stop I've ever been in that was actually, it was like a small visitor center. And the girl was so helpful. I told her what my plans were, and she gave me some insight into what she recommends and how to get out of Nebraska, continually going on the upper trail up to the very northwest corner and staying there, or exploring there before I head up into, well, that's a nice RV, before heading up into South Dakota. Because I'm going to hit Deadwood and Mount Rushmore and all that, and the Needles, and then I'm going to cut through the Badlands anyway on my way to... Well, no, I'm not. Again, I'm constantly thinking about what I'm going to do along the way, but let's get back to the pamphlets. So I've got some stuff on Fort Robinson State Park, visiting Kearney, exploring Valentine, just a general Nebraska pamphlet, the Nebraska Sandhills, and Western Nebraska. A lot of information. Kearney, Nebraska. Better get that right. What an idiot. Kearney's a college town. I think University of Nebraska's here. And most of the hotels were not near town. They were all over by the interstate. So I'm going to just turn the camera around, just do a little drive through the city, or what I see as the old part of town, the downtown, which is really what I've been trying to go to a lot as I travel here, is the small parts of towns. Oh, that sentence was very awkward. Anyway, I'm going to turn this around. I'm shooting through a filthy windshield here, but this up and coming, with maybe a little bit of music, is downtown Kearney. Well, I'm glad this is my starting point for tomorrow's journey. It's going to be an interesting one, going up through the middle of Nebraska to Valentine, and then heading over to the northwest corner of the state. I had a good time in downtown Galena and downtown Pella, both small towns that I would probably visit again. And I'm glad I booked a one-day stay here. I'm looking forward to tomorrow's journey. We're going to chalk the Nebraska section up to enjoying a scenic drive, which I hope to do tomorrow. So I'm going to go in and do some housekeeping things, get some laundry done, I think. I'm staying at a little microtel here right off the interstate. Seems like most of the hotels are down here. I tried to find a place what I consider downtown, and there wasn't anything down there. So I kind of see why. It didn't seem to be as flourishing as the rest of the small towns that I've seen so far, which is only 2 of them on this segment. So yeah, probably go out and get a bite to eat tonight. May head back down there and see what that band was all about. Not sure. But yeah, that was today. Kind of an eventless day, but a necessary day. All part of the journey. My God, look at these clouds! Well, As is so often the case, I'm not in the perfect place to capture a sunset, but I mean, I'm where I am and I'm enjoying the sunset. I pulled off down a dirt road and snapped a couple over a cornfield, saw a deer, and while it would be fantastic to have a little water in front and get the reflection of this, my God, I'm so grateful for what I'm seeing. Nebraska sunset.
All right, good morning. Got a plan. I'm about to head. Well, first of all, I was doing a lot of these stops. I've been trying to focus on small towns, as I had mentioned before, and think through Nebraska. I'm really trying to focus on the scenic drives instead of the small towns. I'm staying in small towns as I go, but anyway. I don't know if that clarified anything or just muddied things up. Check this out. 272 miles of scenic Nebraska. The Sandhills Journey. Takes you from, or will take me from, and you if you choose to take this journey, from Grand Island all the way up through Thedford, which is what they call Nebraska National Forest. It consists of 91,000 acres. 22,000 acres of which are hand-planted trees. Man-made forest. It ends in Alliance. But anyway, it's supposed to be... I read a little blurb here. What did it say? Let me just read you a couple of quick paragraphs here. It says, if there was ever a landscape that was timeless, this is it. The Nebraska Sandhills are the largest unbroken grassland in America. The vast area harbors an area of sand dunes larger than Vermont and New Hampshire combined. And it says here the late Charles Kuralt called is that how you pronounce it? Called Nebraska Highway 2 one of the most scenic, beautiful highways in America. We think he was a good judge. So yeah, I thought he said the second most, but it was Highway 2. Okay, one of the most scenic highways. Fair enough. We're going to explore that today. And, yeah, come along for the ride. I got room in the car. So I stopped briefly in this little town called Broken Arrow. I feel like I've been transported to that little town in Back to the Future. It's just a little car show going on, a little tour. Just small town America. I like it. So this has been a long stretch of nothing. I can't believe there's nothing out here. Still on this scenic drive, it's called the Sandhills Journey through the middle of Nebraska. But I can't help but think, as I look at some of these rolling hills, these rolling green hills, can't help but think of the Teletubbies. Teletubbies? Yeah, you remember them. I'm looking for some Tubby Toast.
Teletubbies. Teletubbies.
It's been a really uneventful
trip through Nebraska. I'd be the first to admit it. It's been peaceful. I was listening to some really cool music on the way. Some playlists on Spotify. I got some B-roll of me driving through there. I mean, I guess it was interesting, but I don't think I'm really bringing any value to the table on, if I were to be paid by the Nebraska Tourist Board, I've got nothing. But maybe I can make something. Maybe I can do a little bit of narration, right? A little narration and some B-roll that I can find. Yeah, for now, let's go with that.
As I set out on the Sandhills Journey National Scenic Byway, a route that stretches over 270 miles through the heart of Nebraska, it felt like stepping back into a time where land and sky knew no boundaries. The Sandhills, vast and untouched, rolled across the horizon like gentle waves frozen in place. This unique landscape, shaped by ancient winds, is one of the largest grass-stabilized sand dune regions in the world. As I drove, the golden grasses danced in the breeze, and the endless blue sky created a feeling of serene openness. Along this journey, the quiet beauty of the land reveals itself in subtle ways. Small towns dot the route, their charm rooted in history and a slower pace of life. Wildlife thrives in this sanctuary. The pronghorns and sandhill cranes are a reminder of nature's balance with this rugged yet delicate environment. The Sandhills, more than just a scenic byway, is a place where the untamed beauty of the American Great Plains still thrives, waiting to be discovered by those who wander off the beaten path.
Well, that sounds a lot more interesting than what I saw. I didn't see any wildlife. I drove through really quick. Sounds like a place I need to make it back to someday. Anyway, back to you, Mike.
I think in retrospect, Nebraska is one of those places, maybe I should have stayed in Omaha. We got a little bit of a small city feel for the state first, before driving in through the corn and hay. Although now it's getting really pretty, hitting a lot of these hills. I think around this town called Chadron is where I'm staying. Oh yeah, look at that. The big hills up ahead, there's a big windmill. I think my plan today is to check in early. I see a little park here. I'll probably come back to here. So a couple of cool places to explore. Let me see, Nebraska is a national forest and grassland. I'm gonna do my research here. I'm not giving up on you, Nebraska. I'll find something before I leave. When I started joking about this from the very beginning, I was like, yeah, the only metric I gotta meet is 36 hours in the state. That gives me an opportunity to drive quickly through Nebraska. Having never been here, I had no right to say that, but now that I've been here, I'm allowed to say it. Nah, it's not that bad. Again, I'm entering an area, it's almost like somebody flicked a switch.
In 10 miles, turn right onto West US 20.
In fact, let me turn the camera around as I record me smashing into that truck. It's gonna be some nice exploring around here. All right, let me turn this off, we'll get checked in, and we'll find something interesting.
Well, that's a little bit old, that chart. That chart's a couple of months old, and if you want to really see something to say, take a look at what happened.
Safe to say that I'm pretty shook up. You know, I'm kind of speechless, you know? Life can change on a dime, and our world can change on a dime. It's safe to say, not safe to say, but this was predicted, you know? Tucker had talked about this months ago. You know, they try to take him down in multiple different ways, and what's left? And here we are. I don't know what to say, other than I think this is the end of the vlog. There's no way I can go out and my life has changed today. And a lot of things changed today. I'll see you tomorrow. You know, I had to pull off to the side of the road just to maybe put a proper closing on this. I've been really upset the last couple of hours since this happened. And I put the cameras in the car and I headed out to what I thought was going to be a nice visit to a state park. I couldn't find anything to photograph. I mean, I don't even know where I was going. Maybe I'm just still a mess. It's hard to find the beauty, but you know, as I'm driving, I'm seeing the beauty. I saw the sun setting. I saw a couple of places over the water I could have photographed, but there's nowhere to really pull off. I pulled off into a church parking lot here, of all places. I just want to say, man, my personal opinion, the media has got to frickin' start ratcheting down the rhetoric, man. You know, I hear some things come out of the mouths of those anchors on MSNBC and on CNN, and, you know, they're comparing Trump to Hitler, and they just need to calm down. And if you're watching any of that garbage, turn it off. Just get rid of it, man. I don't know anything about this shooter, but I do know that this harmful rhetoric only feeds the division, and I know the people in power are panicking because they know without taking Trump down legally, they're running out of options. And I'm not insinuating anything at this point, but I'm just saying that the more rhetoric, the more you wind people up and the more you spin this, things happen, man. And just, if you're watching that garbage and if you're consuming it, and if you have equated if you've even bought any of that Trump is Hitler, a man who murdered millions of people, you got to check yourself, man. You got to check yourself. You got to step away from it. That's all I got for now. Somebody's pulling in here. They're probably wondering why I'm recording to myself in a parking lot. But anyway, that's all I got for now. I'll see you in the next one. Hug your loved ones, you know? And stay away from the garbage. More on this later.